Welcome to the Cowboys LA Radio. I'm your host, Eric Trujillo. Well, it was bound to happen. The Cowboys pick up their second loss of the season. It was so painful. Uh, Hallelujah if you hate the Giants as much as I hate them. They get so pumped up. It's like when the Giants beat the Eagles or the Redskins beat the Giants or when they beat each other, it's just like, hey, good game. But no matter what, when one of our opponents, our division rivals, beats us, they are on the chairs pumping up the crowd. The hatred for us is just huge. So that gets me so upset. And to know that we were a field goal away from winning the game, it's so rough. But nonetheless, we pick up our second loss. We're still first place. We still control our own destiny, and I do think that we're gonna be able to pull this out. And I'll tell you how in a minute. First things first, I had to wait to really take a look at the coach's film just released today on the NFL app. Um, and first impression, defense, Sean Lee balled out, man. Brandon Carr did a great job on OBJ. If Barry Church can come and give him a little bit of support on that slant, the whole game, then Odell Beckham Jr. shut down. That's hard to do. So I'm so proud of B Carr and an amazing interception by Anthony Brown. Um, Good things coming. Malik Collins is a monster. Let me tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. I was kind of laughing because on the intro he was ranked on the PFF. He was ranked last in his position. So I just laughed. I said, "Well, okay, good. I mean, he's under the radar, but man, that man is a beast, and he frees up so many things for the other D tackles and the other D ends, and very great draft pick on that end. So to the defense, hats off. The one play they gave up was the one play that, unfortunately was the one that ended the game on the defensive side. On on the offensive side, I think Zeke, man, he's just smart. He finds the holes. He carries people. This game was really difficult for him. He was getting team tackled. He'd get his 5 yards and then team tackle. They were not gonna let him get those extra yards, and he unfortunately did it on this game. The receivers were not getting open for long. They weren't open all game, and that leads me to bring you to the next topic. I wanted to wait to see the coaches film because that really lets me see if people are open. And yes, people are open, and Dak is not seeing them. But it's not that easy. It's open for a split second. It's more they're NFL open. There's a difference. I'm open in college, I'm open in high school, and then there's open in the NFL where it's a small window, it's a small time frame that you have to release the ball and put it in there, or else it opens and it closes. As quick as it's open, that opening it closes, and that's the thing. And he's young. He's gonna learn these things. He's gonna get better as time goes on. If you can sit back and learn, maybe from this game, watch the tape and say, okay, I gotta let that ball rip. 1-2, bam, it's out of my hands. He had the ball in his hands forever, so if he didn't just go for it right off the bat, after the 2 seconds, then he held on to it. And I don't know, for whatever reason, he wasn't let loose. He wasn't running the ball this game. Um, it was either a sack or, he would throw it eventually somewhere incomplete pass. And that's pretty much what I saw. Someone who doesn't have the experience yet to know, like, that's open right there. That one split second on a slant to Cole or to Witt or to Dez, that's open. Especially against, I think the best defense. I think the best defense in the NFC, better than the Seahawks. They're just a complete team. They have four DBs that can cover. They have a great safety. It's ridiculous. Um, And when I say four corners and a safety, I mean they got Rogers Cromartie, they got Norris Jenkins, they got Eli Apple, who has proved me wrong, and they have Leon Hall. And then you throw in number 21, who's, I hate to say, such a good player. They have a stacked secondary. They're the new Legion. I think they're the new Legion of Boom. And it sucks that we have to face it for the next 4 years because that's about what their contracts look like. That Giants defense is set for the next 4 years. So if they can fix things on the other side, I mean, that's going to be a team to mess with. Um, but nonetheless, we have just the same ability and the same capabilities. We already have the offensive side, and as from our defense, man, it's getting there. Some of these guys are so underrated, but he's gonna learn. Now, what do I think the Cowboys should do? Everyone's talking about Tony, and I've been pretty upfront that I think Tony should have been the starter as soon as he was healthy. They didn't make that call. I thought that it was the wrong call at the time, and I still feel that it's the wrong call now, and it's starting to show because you need to groom somebody like this. As much as Dak is a stud and he has that mentality, it would have been way better for him to be like, all right, cool. I rode the ship. Here you go, Tony. Things are in place, and let him get his get his legs back and be heading strong into this game. Um, Tony, people said, do you think Tony wouldn't have thrown those 2 picks? Shoot, Tony might have thrown 3 picks, but he would have got you 21, 24 points. And that's just experience. He's been doing it for so long. He has great pocket presence, and he's a magician. Escape out of that pocket, and then he'll hit the wide open man. So I don't think they should bench Dak. I think right now they need to give Dak this next game. And if he struggles and under 200 yards and we lose, then I think you say, okay, Tony, because at that point we'd have our 3 losses that we'd be 11-3 with 2 games left, and you'd have to win them to stay in first place. I don't think the Lions are going to beat the Giants. I hope so, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. Giants, if the Giants lose, then we still stay ahead no matter what happens in that Tampa Bay game, which we'll be getting into later on this week. But regardless, if he has another bad game at this point, you say, hey kid, you know what? You've been doing a great job. You're a rookie. We're gonna go with Tony, who never lost a job. It's Tony's job. It's Tony's job. I thought it was always so unfair that he lost it to injury. It's Tony's job, so I don't feel terrible for Dak. He's gonna have 10 years to play. Tony doesn't. Tony has a year, maybe two, after this one, and so and all the work that he's put in for the team, you put him back in there, and get those 2 W's, 13-3. You get that first round bye, and then you probably see the Giants again. I don't think the 6th seed, whoever they are, is gonna beat the 3rd seed in the NFC, whoever that ends up being. 6th seed might end up being the Bucks. It might end up being the Redskins. At this point, it's still too close to call. I don't think the 6th seed survives. So the 5th seed, I think whoever the 4th seed is, I think the Giants are going to beat them. They're the next best team after us. And I know they've beat us, so people say that makes them better than us. They're not better than us. They're better than us at this moment. But as soon as you insert 9, we win that game. And you put us back at home, we're going to beat them. And I think that would be a great thing to just have the Giants come back to our house, have 9 back in there, and say, okay, look who's daddy now. That would be great. And then have someone come into our stadium, maybe the Seahawks, maybe the Falcons. I don't know, maybe the Lions again. I don't know who the other team would be, but to me, that's a scenario that I see happening. I hope not. Early look at the Bucks. They have a really good defense. I might get into, but they have a really good defense that can cause some problems. Is their offense good enough to beat us? Who knows? We're going to find out, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But I think that's what's going to happen. I hate the everybody's so 50-50, so divided. It's just common sense, right? Think about it. Think about you personally, okay? You've been doing your job for 10 plus years. Let's just say that. At your job, whatever you do right now, and a new guy shows up and he does a great job while you were out sick, while you were out sick on leave. And when you come back, they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to let him keep doing your job because, you were out sick on leave and he did kind of great with your job. So we're going to let him have it. But you've been doing it for 10 years, and you know the ins and outs. You know that when something goes wrong at your workplace, you're going to be able to fix the situation. And to not be able to get your position back because you were out on sick, that changed. That to me, that's the way I look at it. That's the way that I see it. You're a 10-year vet doing what you do. For them to try to replace you and not be, who's going to do your job better, the rookie or you, the 10-year vet? So when that machine breaks down, or when that customer that everybody knows is a pain in the butt comes in, who's going to take care of him? Yeah, you. And he's going to see the way that you do that. The rook is going to see the way that you took care of that customer. He's going to see how you fix that machine when that machine broke down. And in the long term, he's gonna go look back and think, "Hey, I remember when that vet showed me how to do my job." When he's a veteran 10 years later, it's just easy. We don't have to fight about it, guys. It's not about being, oh, it's the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys. We want the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. I wanted Dak to do great. He did. The rookie stuff, the rookie wall starting to come up. People are starting to know what to do, and that's all right. That's okay. He's gonna get better. He's gonna learn from this. He's gonna say, okay, you got me this time, but you know what? I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna be back with a vengeance, and I'm gonna bring more Super Bowls. And in 3, 4 years, when he plays the Giants again, he's gonna be a whole different QB. That's a situation that we could have, and I think everyone just has to buy in, man. Even Jerry, even Jason, even Steven. Everyone got a little bit too excited off the street, the hot hand thing, and I get it. I got it. It was hard for me to say. It was even for me. It was hard to say, yeah, like, how do you stop this? But I was thinking bigger picture. Yeah, the hot hand, but what happens playoff time? What happens Super Bowl time? You're gonna need the experience. You're gonna need that NFL Open as opposed to the College Open. So we're gonna see what happens. This is gonna be a big week, a big game. I hope that Dak comes out and just lights it up. But if he doesn't, at least play well enough to win the game, and then get Tony ready, because I do believe Cowboys, we family as a team, are gonna need him. Dak has his back the way Romo has had his. And I think it wouldn't be an issue for him to say, hey, let's do this, and let me learn, and Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna have a special guest on the next two. I'm gonna do 2 podcasts. I'm gonna do a Bucks defense, Bucks offense. A longtime Bucks fan, and he dedicated since work done. Was on the cover of Madden, so it's been a long time. I believe that was game day. It wasn't even Madden. It was game day '98. That's when game day was the #1 game back then. If you're old enough to remember that. He's been an avid Bucks fan and watches them every week, and he's watched the tape on his team. And we're going to be breaking down matchups and how maybe we match up against them, and maybe things that we can get to beat them, as far as my analysis on their tape. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you for joining me. And just remember, when you're out there on Twitter, we're all the same team. Romo's a Cowboy, Dak is a Cowboy. We just need to do what's right for the team. And we roll with the hot hand. The hot hand's cooling off, and now it's time to bring in the big guns. This team can definitely be better. If for any question you think that Romo's going to hurt this team, please don't listen to other people. Oh, he's fired. Don't listen to Shannon Sharp. Don't listen to Skip Bayless. Don't listen to Stephen A. Smith. You, as a Cowboy fan, have seen this man pull miracles. So believe. Don't fret. We might take another L, but we will be back. It's growing pains. Things we're gonna have to go through to get to where we have to be. And that's the Super Bowl. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, and then once again on Thursday. Have a good one.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about this?